Well, welcome everybody. I promised you all that I would show you what this was going to be. Last week I promised that what this salute was all about. And don't feel like you have to do the salute. That's absolutely fine. But I do want to teach the salute. What we do want to do is acknowledge each other, and you can do that with a wave, you can do that with a nod, you can do that however you want. But when we start in our classes, we want to acknowledge each other. So I do that with a salute, and I just want you to know what I'm doing, because it also is an opportunity for me to teach you a little bit about the handshakes. Welcome, Rima. Nice to have you here. So if you know any American Sign Language, you know that this is an S. So you could, if you want. This is an S. It's just a fist, and it has a little thumb on the outside, and it's across here. So now you know a little American Sign Language. And we make our fist in Yang Family Tai Chi with a flat surface right here. That can be hard for some people, you never know what's going to happen. But to the extent that you have that possibility of a flat fist, that's great. And then you've just got your the rest of them tucked in, not tight, but tucked in, so there's not a lot of room. And then you make that S, and there you go. That's an S in American Sign Language, and that's also a fist in Yang Family Tai Chi. If you were going to hit something, you would hit it with this flat edge, and the flat edge helps with that. So that's the fist, and that is with your right hand. So I should have said that first. That is with your right hand. So make that fist with your right hand, okay? So then with your left hand, we're gonna make just a hand in Tai Chi. And one of the ways you can get that hand, close to get that hand, is if you just sort of, I can't do it with these on, but just sort of put your hands like this on your head. That's one way you could get it. Because it'll actually give you a little bit of a sort of indented circle. You see how my palm goes in a little bit right there? And it'll probably spread your fingers out. It just naturally happens when you kind of put your hands on either side of your head. So that's one thing that you can do. But you can also, another thing you can do is we're all about extension in Tai Chi. So we extend our bodies. We help to just give a little gentle pull to all of our tendons and ligaments and a little more room in our joints. And so we do that here too. Even with this curve, we still keep the curve, there's always curves, but we give a little bit of extension to our fingers. So one way you can do that is you can actually overdo it. So don't hurt yourself. Remember that, we want to do self-care in this class, but you can extend until you can even feel maybe the backs of your fingernails, and then come back and just relax. And then your hand is usually just about in the right shape. This particular area right here, we call the tiger's mouth. The tiger's mouth is always hungry. And that's because this is the part that we grab with. We grab with this tiger's mouth. So it's not like this, and it's not like this. It's this lovely extended hand that we make, all right? So with our left hand, we're gonna make this hand, this extended hand. With our right hand, we're gonna make the S, and then we're gonna put the flat part in the palm, in that sort of circular palm. And then in this particular case, we are going to actually put the thumb right over this hole. We call this the fist eye, right here. And then there we are. And our elbows are down, our shoulders are down, and we give a gentle push forward. Just a very gentle push forward. And that's how we salute. So that's what I do at the beginning and the end of class. Now you know. You're welcome to join me, or you're welcome to do whatever you want to acknowledge other people, but it's really nice to have a moment to acknowledge. Any questions on our salute? We good? Oh, Molly.
Of course, right? Do you put your foot out at all?
Usually people bring their feet together.
Okay.
So, and sometimes people step and bring their feet together just because, you know, they've been somewhere else. They've been standing around and they go, you know, so.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. In your tradition that you came from, did you put a foot out?
Oh yeah, it was a very formal Shaolin style that was like very like everybody shout and do this at the same time, and so
Got it.
yeah,
Well,
one of
and
those.
we're not going to do that.
No,
It's
I
not
left
what we're
that
going to
life
do it,
behind
as,
me.
especially in our Zoom Tai Chi. Yeah, we're not going to do that in our Zoom Tai Chi. But yeah, but we are going to acknowledge each other. And as I said, oh, and one of the things you might be interested in, Molly, is that a lot keep their thumb out, but I have been told that putting your thumb in there is humbling yourself.
Even better.
So yeah, I thought so. I like it. I like that sort of little, I don't know, sanding off the rough edges that might be in a martial art. So there you go. I want to remind everybody, it's only our second class. We won't remind, I won't remind you every time of how this class works. So first of all, every time you come to class, please check your space before you come, preferably, or before we start to do anything where we're really moving around. Want to make sure that there is nothing on your floor or something that you're going to bump into if you start moving around. Your self-care, that's it. Your safety is always number one. It's fine to sit. It's fine to take a break. It's fine to move when I'm not moving, when I'm talking. It's fine. It's also very good to come to class relatively warmed up. So if you didn't have time to do that and I'm talking before class, you know, just move your body, do whatever it is that you want to do in order to make sure that your joints, your body is ready for class. The other thing we have here is a 70% rule. So in Tai Chi, in life, it is very, very good to have something like a 70% rule. We don't go at it 100% all the time. When we make extension, we don't become stiff. We back off and we feel this gentle extension. We're very full, we're very connected, but we aren't at the end. We're at 70%. And you're 70% in your body. If you have just that gentle pull or that gentle pull on what you can do, over time, that 70% zone will get bigger and bigger. Trust me, it will. So it's a good thing. Well, Rima, why did I say Willa? Because it's right on your screen. Sorry, Rima. Rima, did you want to say something? No, you're just come. Okay, I can't hear you actually. And that's the other thing. Feel free to communicate at any time. And if your space is not noisy, feel free to be unmuted. That's just fine too. All right, let's get started today. We've got a lot that we're going to do. So let's warm up. I'm not going to go through all the joints in the body today, but we are going to go through the prepare that we learned last time and opening that we learned last time and get into just a few of experiencing the wellness exercises. And we got a lot on our plate today. So let's start by grounding our feet. You got your feet, you know, apart, maybe about shoulders widths apart. That would be underneath the outside edge of your feet, would be about the outside edge of your shoulders. If you can feel centered with your weight between your feet, maybe even look down at your feet for a minute and get them straight. Feel that you're comfortably between them. Sometimes you have to soften those knees a little bit, so that you can You can feel, so that you can feel centered right between them. I've got a little line here. I've put it up here today for other things that we're going to be doing. And then I'd like you to hook the top. I'm going to turn, you don't need to turn. I'd like you to hook the top of your head to a cloud. And I'd like right now, maybe feeling a gentle pull from the top of your head, just a real gentle pull, extending your spine. And then I'd like you to just bend your knees like you're sitting in a chair. I just want you to get this feeling of going straight down. You'll be folding a little bit here. We'll talk more about this in an upcoming session. But it's almost like you're reaching for a chair. I want you to get that sense of reaching for a chair. That's going to relax your lower back. A lot of us walk around with a lot of tightness in that back. And you see how when I sit in that chair, my lower back moves. It's not pulled in, but it's just dropping. All right. So let's have that dropped lower back, slightly bent knee feeling. And then I want you to straighten your legs, hook yourself up to a cloud, relax your shoulders. Imagine little weights on the ends of your middle fingers. This is prepare. Now I want you to feel a little extension, like you're across between your shoulder blades, all the way to your arms. It's like that area gets about an inch bigger and it turns your upper arms. And then they lever up. Remember, we did that last week, and they float up. And then the upper arms and the elbows droop, and you're going to push down. You're pushing a ball into water. Feel the moment when you really can't push anymore. Your arms never fully straighten. We're going to come back and do that again. First, feel how you are in prepare. Do you feel both feet? Is your weight on both feet? Is your spine extended, reaching up, out through the top of your head, gently, gently? Your knees are not locked. There's this little bit of a feeling like you could sit in a chair, but you're not. And you turn, your upper arms turn as you expand across your back, and your arms float up. Elbows droop, there's this little wave, and you push down until you can't push anymore. We're going to do this again so you can see from the side, hooking ourselves up to a cloud and to prepare. Remember, those knees are soft. Our lower back is loose and extended. Feel that gentle pull from the top of your head. This is prepare. Opening across our back, turning our upper arms, levering up, our arms just float up. They're still extended. And then our upper arms, elbows droop. There's a little extended wave, and now it's like we're pushing a ball into water. And one more time, prepare. What list are you going to think about to prepare? Your head, your knees, lower back, little magnets from the ends of your fingers, opening across your back, expansion, arms rotating, levering, floating up. Upper arms, then elbows, wave, pushing down till you can't push anymore. These are the first two moves in the Yang family long form. Anyone have any questions on those? On prepare opening. Wonderful. All right. Rima, are you commenting or asking a question?
Oh, I couldn't figure out how to unmute the computer. I'm realizing it's actually quite a long list for just prepare. If it's the head to the cloud, the shoulders down, the knee slightly bent. What else did you say? The back relaxed, and oh, and the weight distributed.
Yes, yes.
With the car and the weight distributed. I mean, I'm counting like 8 things.
Okay, so let's make that easier for you, right? Here's three things that would kind of make it easier for you, I think. Given all of that, if you know all of that, then you can also lift the head gently, very gently, and suspend the body. If you really suspend the body, you will probably come pretty close to getting into prepare. Act as if you're sort of gently hanging like on a coat hanger. And all of those things, if you really, I mean, you can check in with all those parts of your body, but all of those different parts of your body will be together in those two words. So raise the head and suspend the body. Work?
Oh, I left out the weights on the middle finger. I think it's 9 things.
Well, if the whole body is suspended, and the weights will be on the middle fingers, okay. Right? So so if you want the quick version, that's the quick version, and I go back and forth between the two of them. Okay. And afterwards you'll find more. Great question. All right. All right. So I want to go in now. Let's try that. We're going to go into the first 3 wellness exercises. So lift the head, suspend the body. Opening, rotating those arms, floating up. And we're going to do one more opening the way we have. And then this time, prepare. We're going to do an opening where we go into the wellness exercise. So we're going to come up. And those soft knees, they're going to start to bend as we push down. And then we're going to make waves coming up with our arms and down. Same push. As our feet push up, they propel our arms. As our arms push down, our feet and legs are like springs. It's all one movement. When you finish coming down, or finish coming up with your upper body or your lower body, they are coordinated. You may find this easier if you breathe with it, the coordination. Inhale. Exhale. Now, we're going to come up and out and in. And out and in. Notice that as I go out, my legs extend. And as I go in, my knees bend and I go down. Out, in. Again, this movement comes from your spine and back. This is rock spreads its wings. Again, you're at your lowest when your arms are back to the center. And at your most extended with your legs and your body up when your arms are most extended. And we'll come down and up to gaze at the moon, shoulders stay down, and then down with both our lower body and our upper body. Rising and falling together. This is gazing at the moon. Arms go up to about 45 degrees, bend around the elbows. You push down. Remember, you're sitting in a chair as you come down. If you'd like, you can coordinate your breath. Nice. Oh, this is looking better. Shoulders relaxed. Your arms rotate at the bottom. And come down. Lovely. We're just going to go rotating out. And now I want you to imagine this is a big West Coast tree, a huge West Coast tree. And it's going to exhale and you're going to come in. You're stuck to that tree. It's round. And it inhales. And as it does, you stretch a little bit. This is a little different because instead of you initiating it, I want you just to imagine you and the tree are breathing together. This is not one of the wellness exercises. It's just one of mine. It's very similar. Feel that wonderful, gentle extension. You're never, ever going to get completely out here because that would be a straight tree. You'd have to have a tree as big as the world. No. Instead, we're going to keep a circle. So it's huge tree, but you've still got a circle and your elbows are down. Just a West Coast tree. Coming in and down. All right, so that's breathing tree along with the first 3 wellness exercises. How was that for folks? What was, oh, wow, 2 thumbs up from everybody. Why is 2 thumbs up? You don't know, it just, oh, I'm seeing excitement from some people, getting that energy going, huh? All right, sounds good. Sounds really good. All right, I forgot to tell you guys at the beginning of class, we need a chair today. So we need, this is chair day. If you can find a chair, I'm happy to wait for you. What is best is a chair that you can sit on and get sort of your sit bones on.
Does it matter whether it has arms or not?
It doesn't, it will be, you don't want to bump into the arms, but as long as you can get your hands above the arms, you're fine. Yeah, you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. Oh, you guys have found, you want to get those sit bones right on those chairs? Thank you. I should have warned you last week. Oh, perfect, Rima, that's perfect. All right, so here we are. Now, what have we done here? We've done a couple of things by sitting in this chair. Number one, we've unlocked our pelvis. So that idea of relaxing our lower back, I mean, we could sit in funky ways here. We could like, you know, but we've pretty much relaxed our lower back, and we aren't sitting like this, right? We're sitting up, but we're also not bending that back. We're just, the way you can find that spot is see if you can find those sit bones. We don't sit on them very often because it's not terribly comfortable on a hard chair, but there's bones down there. They're called your sit bones. So put your weight on those bones and then go into prepare, right? Just kind of go into prepare here. Go into prepare. You know, lift the head, suspend the body. This is something you could do anytime. All right. Now we're going to do some experiments. All right. I want you to imagine that you have a marker, like a magic marker or a Sharpie coming right out of your belly button. You can hold it if you want. We can imagine it's a candle or a sparkler, whatever you want, right? Something you can draw with, right? We're only going to make a simple drawing today. Don't worry. So ground your feet. Your feet are there in the sit bones, right? Your feet are there in the sit bones. Now, I would like you to just see if you can draw a little bit sideways by rotating around what we're going to call our Tai Chi pole. Okay, so can you turn a little bit? You don't cheat and use your shoulders to get there. How far can you turn? And then come back. Again, 70% rule. And turn. And come back. Your head is up, so there's not going to be any of this or any of this. You're just going to turn on your Tai Chi pole. Now, I would like you to push with the other leg. So I'm going to turn this way. You can mirror me or not. I'm going to push with this leg a little bit just into the ground to ground me. Does that help? Do you feel it easier to make a little bit of a turn? Keep those sit bones down. Don't move those hips. And push with the other leg and turn the other direction. You're turning away from the leg that's pushing. Anybody see that helps them ground a little more and go further? I'm seeing nods. I'm seeing experimentation. This is all good. All right. Now, I want you to, again, experience that Tai Chi pole, experience turning from the absolute center of you. So you can, if you want, ground yourself with the other foot, turn on that Tai Chi pole. You're still absolutely, you're not moving to the side, you're just rotating. Now let your shoulders turn too. You'll probably get to go a little further and then come back. And push with that other foot to, again, start from the very center of you, how far you go, and then allow your spine to turn a little more. We've done exercises like this where we've rotated our spine, most of us. Oh, you guys have such amazing posture. This is something you could do, when you're working at your desk. This is a very good thing. And then you could let your head go too if you want. Turn it a little further. Yeah, it's a good way. So so part of what we're doing here is we are finding our own personal limits to this flexibility right here. When you don't move, when you keep this whole torso the same, and you just move this way, how far can you go? You see, I'm not spiraling now. And I'm keeping my hips absolutely in place. You guys are doing a great job. Okay, how far can you go? Learn your personal limits, feel how it feels. As you do more Tai Chi, you'll do more of this, and you should practice more of this. And all of this will loosen up and extend, be very good for you. All right, great. And then similarly, now I want you to experience that twist. And back the other way. Right? Now, here's the thing. In Tai Chi, so on your sit bones again, in Tai Chi, much of the time, we don't move our arms without moving our center or our spine. Okay, it's much like if you were gonna watch something, you'd probably turn your head, right? As well as your eyes, right? You wouldn't just like look out to the side, you turn your head. We turn our body, and when we turn our body, things move. So let's experience that for the moment. Put your arms out. Elbows always drooped in Tai Chi. You can put them out however you want. Let's imagine some foamy water, and let's just be a little bit extended and a little stiff for the moment. And let's turn and turn back and just carry those arms with us. Nice. Now, I want where your arms end up to be coming only from the turn of your body. You got that? You are not moving your arms except with your torso. Yes, nice. Okay, now I want you to imagine it's wonderful foamy water and just kind of move your body. Yeah, move your body, but kind of loosen up a little bit. Can you loosen up a little bit? Like, it feels so good, but I don't want you just doing this. You see the difference in my body? I want you to just sort of shake your body and let your arms sort of shake with it and see what happens. Nice. Can you do this now? Can you start over here with them and turn your body, but let your arms just be extended on that nice floating water and kind of follow behind. Just let them pull behind and then turn back, but they've got to finish where they're going. They've got a momentum of their own. And pull back and pull back and pull back. So stop a minute and watch what's happening in my body. I turn back, and do you see how my arms are a little out of sync? They're on that foamy water, and they are in sync with what I'm doing. But they aren't, right? They're not stiff arms. They're following my waist, my torso turns, and the arms have to catch up. And then my waist turns and the arms catch up. We've all done this as kids. So get the kid in you to do that. Make it smaller. Make it smaller. Little tiny ones, and you'll feel it a little bit. And at some point, you'll go, oh, I haven't done that in a while. Any questions on that? Anything you noticed? Was that hard? Was that easy? Thoughts?
I feel a lot into my back.
Oh, don't hurt yourself.
No, I'm not hurting myself. I can feel that the muscle. That's how I'm wondering if that was the right thing or not.
So you may be pulling muscles you don't usually use, and you may also be stretching higher than you don't usually use. But again, 70% zone is always what you do,
Right.
which is to say, you could go this far, you're only going to go this far. So again, you can do this far. You can do this just with a little turn. But feel it, and always, again, straight up, because we want to keep the spine rotating like this. We don't want to get it doing sort of weird stuff with our neck going one way, or, you know, anything like that. So gently and always, you know, very aligned when you do it. It was looking fine though, Gail. It looked better over time. So good job on all that. All right, I want us to stand up. It's a little harder sometimes when you stand up. You can move that chair out of the way. I want us to stand up, and I want you to actually straighten those legs, put a little bit, like, straighten them right now, and see how far you can turn, which probably isn't very far when they're really sort of locked up. Like, lock your knees for a minute if you can, and see just that turn, like how far can you really turn if your hips are sort of all locked up. Now I want to show you a different way to kind of stabilize your hips, because probably if you don't turn your shoulders, if it's just this part right here, you can't turn very far if your hips, if this whole area is sort of tight and your knees are locked. But I want you to sort of gorilla for a minute. You should imagine, yeah, nice, Rima, lovely. Oh, nice, Gail. Yeah, gorilla for a moment. Now, gorilla, you got that all loosened up. Marker, push with this leg. Oh my goodness. You should be able to turn further now. This is why I keep telling you to relax that lower back. So you have to stay gorilla'd. Gorilla, turn. Gorilla, turn. Little tiny turns. Little tiny turns. You don't have to take your shoulders with you. All right. And if we can turn our upper body, and you can ungorilla, but I want you to still keep that gorilla. You can get up with your legs straighter, but I want you to still not be like this, right? And then we could do the same thing. Gently, here. We could hold them out. Do you see? Look at my hips for a minute. Look at my hips. They are not moving. None of this. Right? Just my upper body. It doesn't have to be far. Better. Nice. And then we could also play a little bit with our arms following. Like you were kind of a puppet, and the puppeteer was just moving the center of you and seeing if it could experiment with how your arms would move. All right, something we'll experiment with more over time. We call this in Tai Chi turning the waist, and the waist turns our body. So I want to go into a couple more things before we finish up today, because we started a little bit late. I hope folks can stay for just a little bit longer. I want to give you an experience, an imaginative experience. So right now, I would like you, this is easier than furry friends. I would like you, hey, Willa, nice to see you. I would like you to, you can do this. This is going to be fun. You can put a butterfly right on top of your head. So if you would please do that. Put a butterfly right on top of your head. And then I want you to also feel what that does to your body when that butterfly is on top of your head. Imagine that you have a favorite person around you or an animal around you that's intrigued by the fact that you have that on the top of your head. Now that butterfly leaves, and I want you to raise one of your arms just a little bit, like put it out in front of you. Your eyes are open. And imagine that that butterfly sort of miraculously lands on your arm. It lands right on your forearm. Yeah, what does that do to your body when you realize, and your soul, when you realize that butterfly lands on your arm? How does that feel? And then the person who's near you, and I see Will and Rima are together, you could actually maybe take your butterflies over to the other person's arm, but those of you who don't have somebody else in the room, you could imagine somebody, a child, somebody else who wanted that butterfly. Yeah. How do you give that butterfly to somebody else? And then maybe move it and bring your other arm over and see if you can get that butterfly to get onto your other hand or your other arm. How would you do that? Nice. Oh, wow. This is lovely. Now you've got another butterfly, one on each arm and one on your head. But the person who owns the butterflies wants you to like move a couple of feet. And you don't have to move. You can do something else if you're sitting, but move a couple of feet and give the butterfly to them. So how are you going to do that so the butterfly doesn't fly away? Wow. Oh, you guys are fabulous. Fabulous. All right. I wish we had more time. This is what you're going to practice this week. It's almost as great as Furry Friends, right? Boy, did it slow you down. What else? Did anyone notice anything else?
Can you see how the coordination, which foot you go forward, or which hand are you reaching out at the butterfly?
Right. Well, it doesn't matter for this exercise. Whatever was natural for you will work.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever is natural will work. But you guys were amazing with this. And I want to just point out some things that you did. Number one, when that butterfly landed on your head, almost all of you went into prepare. Almost everybody was like stretched up. So maybe, Rima, maybe all you need is a butterfly on your head, right? You know, maybe when the butterfly's on your head, you naturally ground yourself, suspend yourself, relax, and even relax your lower back and feel that butterfly right on the top of your head because it makes you very conscious of the top of your head. And what happened when it went on your arm? I'm seeing it. You're all putting your arms out and you're putting your arms out like this. Suddenly there's like energy right where you think it's going to land. Right? And your arm naturally extends. And you started moving more slowly and evenly. These are all skills that your body already has that you're going to bring to Tai Chi. The slow, even, extended feeling. When something landed on you and you had to move slowly and precisely, and you had to share it with somebody else, you naturally extended. There was none of this. There wasn't this, right? Your whole body extended, your elbows drooped, your arms extended, and you felt the spirit of the butterfly in you. So I give you that, spirit of the butterfly today. Carry it with you. And your assignment for this week is to sit in chairs in prepare and gently, never hurting, gently just sort of draw with a marker. And no big stretches, no big stretches, just little gentle drawing with the marker from here. That'll be fine. And let a butterfly accompany you this week. Okay? Bring a butterfly with you. See what happens to your body. Let's cool down. And as you're able, and interested, let's get into prepare and do a shortened version with a butterfly of our wellness exercises. Up on the top of our head is the butterfly, encouraging us to be in prepare. We're grounded, feeling really blessed. We're going to expand across our backs, arms floating up. A butterfly is going to land on one of our forearms. And now we're going to come down in hands like waves. And up, that butterfly is still there. Don't scare it away. And down. And one more. Carry that butterfly with you. The butterfly can enjoy the ride. This time we're going to come up and go out. It's okay for the butterfly. There's one on each arm now. Rock spreads its wings with the butterfly. And we're going to come down Rotate our arms as we come up. Butterflies on top of our backs of our hands. And then they're going to move as we move to be on the inside of our forearms. Oh, this looks so good. Keep those butterflies with us. And we're going to come out now and in. Hug that tree. Butterfly is going to join the tree, and so are you. The tree is breathing, and so are you. Your arms echo the gentle curves of the tree. You're breathing in sync with the rhythms of the forest. Bringing our arms down, we're going to drag our fingers through the hot, warm sand. Grab some up and let it fall through our fingers. Drag our fingers through the warm sand. Up and down. Drag our fingers through the sand. Up and down. Thank you, everybody.